What's up? Roger Ratchet coming at you again. Today, if you remember, on the Grand Cherokee, we replaced the headlights. Let me readjust the camera here so it'll give you a better point of view. We changed the headlights out on the Grand Cherokee, and whenever we did that, we put LED bulbs in, which gave us hyper flash on our flashers. Well, today we're going to fix that, and we're going to show you how. So first thing we're going to do is I'm going to go back here, and I am going to turn our switch on so we have power. Now I'm going to turn our park lights on and our left blinker. Now, as you can see, can you see? Yeah, you can see. We have hyper flash. Let me adjust this for the best view for you guys. We have hyper flash. Now, all we need for this is we're not going to use a voltage tester. We're just going to use a regular light tester. I'm even sure most of you guys has got these laying around. Probably ain't used them in forever, but that's all we need for this job. And we need a relay. Now, this is a 50 watt, get it in camera view here, 50 watt 6 ohm resistor. And of course they come with these connectors. Now, I generally don't like using these connectors. They're cheap and they tear into the wires, but for ease of use today we're going to use them. And we need some sort of pliers. Sorry fellas, glow of the light, I can't really see if it's in camera view or not. Pliers of some sort, and of course our 7mm to take the light out. Now, first thing we're going to do is remove our light retaining screw. And remember guys, this is a long screw. So let's try not to lose that guy, huh? Kind of important. And we pop that out. And of course our light had popped out of its socket, which is no big deal. Apparently didn't have him locked in when I put him in there. But we'll flip that up, and well, this, okay, this one twists the other way, but that's okay, it's fine and dandy. Now, what we're going to do here is, we're pretty sure that we know what's what here. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a blinker. This is going to be our park light, and that's going to be our ground, simply because this is green. This has got a pink stripe, and this one is plain black. But we're going to use our tester just to make sure. Now, you know, you just clip this to any ground. Today, we're going to clip it on the alternator, see if we can't get a good enough ground from that. Usually does. And we're just going to probe into our wire here. If I can get it probed in there. And hyper flash, so that one's our flasher. And then we're going to go to the middle one, probe into it, and make sure you don't have your finger behind where you're probing, guys. That does not feel good when it goes through your finger. And solid light, so that's park. This one is not going to show us a light because it's pure ground and we got the other end to the ground. So we know green is our blinker, black, full black is our ground. So these are a little bit different than the ones I've used in the past, but they usually have there's a slit on one side, you can spread it open. That's usually where you slide it onto this wire. And then the other one, it's got a hole that doesn't quite go all the way through, but it goes most way through, and it's usually got a piece of plastic there to stop it. Well, that is for this wire. We simply slide that into that hole and it'll stop when it hits that plastic. You want to make sure that you get it in all the way to that piece of plastic, fellas. But first things first, we're going to take our fingers and just spread this out. If you don't have very strong fingers, you can use a screwdriver just a little bit, just enough to where it'll go over this wire. Like I said, it'll go in the slot closest to our slit right there. Then we'll take one end of our wire here on our resistor, and well, looks like it's going to go through this side, and we're going to slide him in that hole all the way till he bumps up against that plastic on the other side. Now, once we get that done, you can see there's a flat piece of metal standing up there. You just try to hold this wire in there where it's supposed to be. Then we will take our pliers, put it over the entire thing, over top of that metal, and give it a squeeze. And what that does is that squeezes that piece of metal, it's got a couple slots in it, in around that wire, pierces through the shielding, and makes contact with the wire inside. Now you'll notice that doesn't come out. Then this piece of plastic, you just bend it over, snap it closed so that piece of metal doesn't short out. We're done with that end. Then we got another one, and you don't have to spread that out, guys. I mean, these are made to where you can put pressure on it, and the pressure will push that wire in there like that. I generally like to spread them out because I have had the wire actually break on me trying to put that much pressure on the wire pushing it in there. Then this one's flipped the other way, so we'll go this way with this wire up against the plastic. We will put our pliers on it, squeeze that metal down, and we want to get it in there as far as it'll go, and fold our plastic over and snap it. And let's keep an eye on our screw. And when we look over here, if you will notice, no more hyper flash. So that takes care of our hyper flash. You know, these are metal. You're supposed to, they've got places where you screw it to metal, but in most of these vehicles, fellas, there's no metal to screw it to. So, and you're not supposed to lay it on plastic, but we usually, generally, try to position it to where it is laying on something that when it melts through it, it won't matter. And we'll pop our headlight back in there, get our screw back into position, and maybe, there we go. tightening back down. But remember, not too tight, fellas. It's only plastic, we don't want to break it. And there it is. There is our new headlight. And no hyper flash. And that is how we take care of hyper flash with LED bulbs. But yeah, guys, it ain't that hard. It's just a matter of getting to get up and get to it, to go and do it. So, until next time, I'm Roger Ratchet, and thank you for watching.